Hello YouTube, we're in the kitchen today and we're going to be making some Escarole and Beans, or Escarole and Beans. Got a hit of Escarole in the pot and she's boiling away. I usually steam it, but today we're going to boil it. The key thing on making Escarole is it's got to be washed 3 times. You get the sand and the grit out of it. I'm not going to get into the washing process, but we got it boiling and just came up to a boil, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. The Escarole is finished boiling. Myself, I like to steam it because I don't want to boil out the nutrients in the Escarole. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a bowl. We're going to mettere la sculabasta. We're going to take one of these, whatchamacallits, there you go, right there. And we're going to scoop it out. We're going to let it cool down, and then we're going to kick it up to another level. Alright, hang loose, folks. Well, hanging out in the cucina, we're working on boiling some pasta. Alright, we're going to get the pasta going. And under fair usage, we got the chock full of nuts there for educational purposes. We're using Lanzoni number 22 shells. So we're going to boil it up, and then we're going to take it from there. Okay folks, we got the water boiling. We're going to use Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Alright, and we're going to put in about that much. Remember, always salt your water when you're cooking pasta, and always use a table salt or a kosher salt, not iodized salt. Iodized salt is for taste, and you leave that on the table. You cook with table salt. We're going to dump a whole pound of Lanzoni in here under guise of fair use, and we're going to bring it back up to a boil, and we'll get right back to you with it. Okay folks, the pasta's ready. What we're going to do is we're going to strain out the shells number 22 and the sculabasta into the bowl. Alright, the pasta is al dente. People say al dente. Al dente means to the tooth. So when you bite it, it's to the tooth. Alright, and when you see an orthodontist, the dente means the teeth. Okay, so we have it working here, and we're prepping. We're going to put this pasta on the side. We always cook the whole pound, and whatever we don't utilize, we put it in a freezer storage bag. We flash cool it with cold water to stop it from cooking. And then if you ever open up a can of soup or you're making a stew, you have already pasta cooked. Alright, you have a hard day and you don't want to light up your kitchen, you can open up a can of soup and take the frozen pasta out of the freezer, nuke it a couple of minutes in the microwave, and you're good to go. There's a pound of pasta. Pound of pasta is good for 4 people, 4 adults. But we're not going to utilize all this pasta. Alright, we'll get right back to you in a few. What I did here, folks, is I took the pasta pot, I filled it up with cold water, and I took the sculabasta with the shells in it, and I'm cooling it because it's in a prep for later. If you're cooking from scratch and you got all burners working on your stove, you don't rinse the pasta off because the starch actually adheres all the sauces that you're cooking with. But I'm just flash cooling it because I'm in the middle of juggling the washer and dryer. I'm doing some incidentals around the house. So now we just stop the cooking process on the pasta. And we're going to put it back in the bowl. And we're going to get back to you after I flip the washer and dryer. Alright, now we're going to prep the stove. We got the burner on. And we got the flame in the center flame. And that causes, you can use it to your advantage or you can use it to your disadvantage. Now that center flame will be to my disadvantage. So what I do is I put it on a little small cast iron plate. I take an extra stove rack and I put it high to keep the frying pan off the heat. And then we're going to use a panolina, a brazen pan, to cook the garlic in the oil. There's nothing worse than burnt garlic and burnt oil. Alright, I'm going to get right back to you. Okay, we got a hot frying pan, flame working. Just sprinkle some water in there. We know the pan is hot. In goes the olive oil. And in goes the onions. You can't see it on this white chopping board, but we got some onions working. We're going to hold off on the garlic and we're going to work the onions. Trick about the onions, you want to caramelize them and pull the sugars out. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some fresh oregano that came out of the garden last year. We're going to wake up these spices. And we're going to put a little thyme. And we're also going to add some black pepper that's floating around here somewhere. I'm just going to work this lower the heat. I'm just going to scoop out some burnt skin that I missed. Now we got that working. I like my garlic on the chunky side. We're just going to work it a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to use I got some jarred pesto. Gonna put a little pesto in there. Kick it up. You can do whatever you want in your kitchen. But today we're using a little pesto. And we're going to use some under fair usage for educational purpose, omori, tomato and basil paste. You're going to give it a little squeeze. So this way you don't have to open up a can of paste. And you're going to work the sauce in there a little bit. The paste in there. You want to caramelize it. A little bit more. Alright, hang loose, folks. Okay. We have the onions, the garlic, the pesto, the tomato paste, all working and caramelized. We're going to add a little bit more olive oil. And then we're going to add a can of cannellini beans. Make sure you always wash the top off the can. Kitchen etiquette. Going to mix it up. And we're going to crank up the heat. And we're going to be doing some cooking. Hang loose. I'll be right back with you. So the beans been cooking for about 10 minutes. We have everything incorporated in here. And it's starting to thicken up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little chicken broth. Wetting it up a little bit. And in a few moments we're going to put the escarole in there. Okay. Okay. In goes the escarole. Take the escarole. Put the escarole in. And get the escarole working a little bit. We'll cook it on a medium heat. And we're evaporating out a lot of the fluid out of here. So we're going to add a little bit more chicken stock. Now if you want to put some cayenne pepper in here, or red pepper flakes, whatever spices that you like, it's your kitchen. Have at it. Okay, we're seriously cooking over here. We have the Escarole and Beans working, and now we're going to put in a secret ingredient. We have some salami. We rolled it up and we put it in. You got prosciutto? You can use prosciutto. So we're going to get this working. You have chorizo, whatever your sausage of choice, just to kick it up a little bit. You can use ham. You can put bacon in there if you want. And we're going to give it a couple more minutes. And we're going to put a little bit more chicken stock in there. Okay, folks, this is cooking. All the flavors are incorporated. And in goes the pasta. We're going to go with two plates. We're going to mix this up a little bit. Now the reason why I like the shells is because the shells, the beans get in it. I'm going to kick up the heat on this. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and we'll get back to you in a second. Okay, folks, we're almost at the final hurdle. We got the pasta, the salami, the escarole working really, really good. Now we're going to add some Pecorino Romano. Alright? Peco means sheep. This Romano cheese is made from sheep milk. I'm going to give that a little mix in. And we're ready for plating. Well, folks, there you have it. We're going to sprinkle a little Romano cheese on the top. And you can just give it a little sprinkle of olive oil, right? And there you have it. Escarole and beans with pasta. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Remember, it's your kitchen. Have at it. God bless America.